The Conjuring 4, aka The Conjuring Last Rites, is a rated R supernatural horror film with a runtime of 2 hours and 15 minutes. It is the 9th film released in a 9-film franchise. Yes, you heard that correctly. The Conjuring universe has officially come to a close, which is unbelievably sad, but they absolutely went out with a bang. It was released September 5th, 2025, with Michael Chaves as its director. This film is very, very loosely based on true events. However, the very beginning of this film briefly takes place during 1964, with the Warrens investigating an antique shop before Judy is even born. But ultimately, this film takes place centering around the Smurls family's claim of living in a haunted house in Pennsylvania during 1986, meaning it chronologically takes place 15 years after the first Conjuring movie, and eventually involves the assistance of Ed and Lorraine Warren, as well as their daughter Judy and her fiance Tony Spera. This movie has an exceptional cast that all deliver phenomenal performances. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson obviously returned to reprise their roles of infamous demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren, and couldn't have given better performances if they tried. They were absolutely spectacular in this film. Madison LaLaure plays young Lorraine Warren. Orion Smith played young Ed Warren. Mia Tomlinson plays Judy Warren and does an absolutely spectacular job. Emmy Nolan plays young Judy Warren. Ben Hardy plays Tony Spera. Steve Coulter plays Father Gordon. Shannon Cook plays Drew Thomas. Rebecca Calder plays Janet Smurl. Elliot Cowan plays Jack Smurl. Keela Lord Cassidy plays Heather Smurl. Bill Gadsden plays Don Smurl. Molly Cartwright plays Shannon Smurl. Tilly Walker plays Corinne Smurl. Peter White plays Grandpa Smurl. Kate Faye plays Grandma Smurl. Music in this film was composed by Benjamin Volfish. This film was absolutely the saddest film of the entire franchise. This is what has always been very appealing to me about the Conjuring universe and keeps me coming back for more, is that even though it's a horror movie, they've managed to make you cry your eyeballs out and give you nightmares. The exact amount of jump scares in this film has not yet been released. However, off the top of my head, I can perhaps name potentially 3 that stuck with me, as personally I found this film to be the least scariest of the entirety of any of the movies in the Conjuring universe. I thought this was very tension-filled and emotional, which made it scary in its own way, but as for jump scares or any scenes with demons or anything like that, I found this to be the least scariest film of all of them. The wedding scene at the end of this movie was my absolute undoing. I have to admit that I wasn't prepared in the least to see these actors reprise their roles from the previous movies, but I absolutely loved their inclusion, even though realistically the Warrens weren't on great terms with any of the families in real life. From The Conjuring, we got the return of Lily Taylor, who played Carolyn Perrin, as well as one of the daughters, Cindy Perrin, who is played by Mackenzie Foy. We also got the return of John Brotherton, who reprised his role as Officer Brad Hamilton. From The Conjuring 2, we got the return of Madison Wolfe, who played Janet Hodgson, as well as her mother Peggy Hodgson, who is played by Frances O'Connor. From The Conjuring 3, we got the return of Julian Hillard, who played David Glatzel. We also got brief cameos of Tony and Judy Spera in the movie, not at the wedding scene, but at Ed's birthday party scene instead. However, one of my personal favorite cameos was one that I wasn't expecting at all, which was the cameo of the James Wan himself. The Conjuring Last Rites have received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, a 56% by Rotten Tomatoes, and a 79% by Fandango. I personally have to give this film an 8.5 out of 10, as it is a wonderful emotional conclusion to this franchise, and it has officially earned its place as my second favorite movie in this franchise. If you're interested in watching the reviews of the other movies in the Conjuring universe, you can click the links in the description to my reviews of The Conjuring, Annabelle, The Conjuring 2, Annabelle Creation, The Nun, Annabelle Comes Home, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and The Nun II. Feel free to comment any other horror movie or television series suggestions or any other genre movie and television suggestions, and I'd be happy to review or watch and review the ones I haven't seen for you. Thank you so much for watching. This is Movie Reviews from Emma to you, and I'll see you next time.